Okay, I believe now it is sync. You should not buy this. But before we go into the reasoning, I want to tell you why you should trust my words. My name is Maximold and I've been making music for almost a decade now. I'm a full-time musician, but my main income source is why I'm mixing for others and teaching the same. I've never really learned to play a real instrument like this one ever as a kid. I primarily make electronic dance music, so we generally prefer to draw a melody, so learning one of these was never priority. So I have two keyboards. I have this Arturia Minilab MK2. This is the old one, this is not the latest one, and this one Casio 870 IN. This is 61 keys and this is a 25 keys one. And the biggest learning I got after buying these two keyboards was that you don't really need this one, and let me tell you why. Suppose you have two cars. One is a manual luxurious looking car and another one is a automatic hatchback. But here's the catch, you don't know how to drive a manual. Suppose you want to go from point A to point B and there is an emergency and you don't know how to drive a manual. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take out that luxurious car just to show off people, or are you going to take out something that you can actually drive and is actually practical? So if you are a tiny bit smart, I think you will choose the second option, and I believe it is almost the same for these small 25 keys keyboards. You'll probably also say like, bro, learn to drive a manual car. With the example of the keyboards which we are talking about right now, a lot of EDM producers don't know how to play an instrument. Let's be just really honest here. And I also believe, and a lot of people also believe the same, that 25 keys is not the best way to learn a keyboard. Okay guys, while editing I realized that I never really mentioned why 25 keys is not the best option. It is because you cannot play melody and chords at the same time. The size gets pretty limiting. Get at least like a 49 keys or 61 keys, just like I have one right here. The only 3 times I see you should be buying a 25 keys keyboard will be A, you travel a lot and you need a portable solution to write melodies. B, you do live performances with Ableton Live, just like me. Or C, you like to show it off to people on your reels. Arturia Minilab is around 10,000 rupees or 110 US dollars. If your reasoning is that, bro, my budget is too low, I cannot go with a bigger keyboard, then I'll suggest you to go with the Akai one. It is also in the similar range. You will definitely lose these pads and these knobs, but it will be worth it. I was in a music college and I have seen a lot of people having similar sort of keyboards like this one, and trust me, I have met a lot of musicians and I don't see a lot of use case for these knobs or these pads. You will rarely use these knobs and these pads. However, I will suggest its bigger brother, which is the Arturia Keylab, because it has a lot more keys and it has the best keypad. The feeling of touching a key, that sounded very sus. It is way better than any of its competition out there. If you are on FL Studio, I believe FL Key might be a better option for you because these keyboards are very well designed to work with Ableton. One more thing, Novation's products are also good, but their knobs are different than these ones. So these one have these infinity knobs. You can just keep on going like that, but you cannot do the same with Novation products. Novation has fixed value knobs, whereas these one have these infinity knobs. Well, I believe it is a pro and a con at the same time, because infinity knob is really good when you are changing tracks, but a physical representation of the value when you are doing a live performance is also really good. Now some of you might be wondering why the did I bought a digital keyboard. So this is a digital keyboard, this is a Midi keyboard. These two are a little different. This one requires a computer or else it is just worthless, but this one can work on its own. I bought a digital keyboard because unlike this Midi thing, can work on its own, so I don't always need to plug in a laptop then practice my own melodies, my own stuff on this. Airplanes going, we'll wait. Okay, it's gone. So having a standalone keyboard helps in having the least amount of friction to learn a keyboard. I just simply need to press power button and it will just work. It is unlike I first need to plug in and then I need to turn on the DAW. Just additional steps, the additional friction might sometimes make me switch my mood. Also, this one also has a USB output at the back, so I can connect it to my computer just like I can connect this with the USB A to B cable, I believe. However, However, the only thing that works as MIDI will be the keys, not the play pause. The pitch bend will work. Sustain pedal will also work. I don't have it as of right now, but I believe sustain pedal will also work. Here's the bonus section. What the is the difference? Why do people still buy this if this thing exists? Well, point number one, as we said, pads and all of these knobs and all of these fancy things that you get, good DAW integration, it can help you improve your workflow if you're into that. I use my mouse. This one is 10,000 rupees. This one is 13,500. This thing has a much nicer keypad than this thing. Even though they are priced around the same price bracket, these have speakers, LED screens, and a few more samples. So a good amount of cost is also put into that as well. Whereas in this one, this does not have a dedicated sound engine, a speaker, so more cost can be put into making the keyboard more nicer, making the knobs or making the pads feel more nicer, making the build quality feel more nicer overall. So there you go. If you have any question, do let me know. You can drop me a question on Instagram. It is @maximolds, or on Twitter, or in the comment section below. This is my first time doing something like this, making a long form content. I'm expecting no views out of this. I'm just putting it out because when I was looking to buy a MIDI keyboard, there is no video which says why you should get this one over this one. I'm just doing this for the sake of putting information out there. Also, I would really appreciate if you guys would check out my song called Manzil. It is a self-release song. It's based on career anxiety. Would mean a lot if you guys would check it out. And I will see you when I'll see you. Peace.